It's your girl GL Beauty 87 here, and today I've decided I want to start a new series type thing. So y'all know I just did the Mothership quad video today, and I decided that I wanted to pair up each of the new quads. This is the Fleur Fantasia one. I wanted to pair them up with Mothership palettes. I thought they would look best with, like I have done with previous palettes. I believe I did that with the ones from 2019. I don't know, but I decided that that palette would go best with the, sorry, let me hold it properly, the Mothership III palette, along with the Levian Rose. Believe it or not, I bought the Levian Rose before I bought the 3 because I wasn't sure that I was necessarily going to like it. I like the tones of the smaller one more because it has more of the pink or purple vibe going on, whereas the bigger one, I mean, I feel like it has a couple of those shades, but it has like a lot of blacks and those browns to it, and I prefer, well, y'all know I prefer more colorful mattes. So this is what the original looks like, and I feel like this is a really good palette to go with this particular quad because it has that shifting shade in it, and this to me just seems like a lighter version of this shifting shade right here. Because see, when holding the mirror you see this purple, but when you look at it right here you see this blue. And the same thing with this one, it's lighter, but when you see it in there it's purple. When you see it out here it's more pinkish blue. So I decided like maybe we'll do an eye with this palette in the quad, and then we'll do another eye with the quad and the mini Levian Rose palette. So we're gonna get started with that today, because when I originally did this quad I used the Rose Decadent quad, but I felt like I wanted to try that with these palettes. And then with the other 2 quads I have, I'm gonna pull the palettes for them. Like obviously with the Risque Rose one, I'm going to use this one with the Divine and Divine Rose too, and I might even use it with the Rose Decadence one today since it's already here with me, and then I can do the other one next week. And then this one of course is going to go with Mothership 1 because it has that more bluish purple tone in it, and I've already used it with the Dark Star, so I don't have to do a separate video on that. So this is going to be the longest one just because I have both palettes here and we have to use, I prefer to use both of them today instead of later. So let's get started, because as usual, repeat after me, I did not pull any brushes out, so therefore I am not prepared. I do have the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow primer on my eyes though. I'm trying to pull all the brushes I think I might need out of here, so I wouldn't even have to look again. I have added more brushes to my arsenal recently, so I'm excited about that. So that way when I'm washing other brushes, if I don't necessarily have a brush, I have a backup of that brush, which y'all don't understand is a lifesaver, because y'all know I'm trying to wash every brush as soon as I get done, which isn't necessarily good, because if I wash the brush and I needed a brush similar to it, I might not have that brush to do that with, but you know, whatever, be that as it may. So we're going to start off with the original big one, since this is one that came out first. I'm going to start with this one, and obviously I'm going to go in with this brown shade right here, and then we'll figure out shimmers once we get there. But I like to start off with my outer V shade first, so I'm going to take that and start it off. Sorry y'all, I don't know what the hell is going on outside over here in my grandma's neighborhood, but yeah, I know most likely we'll have to leave the trash can out soon because I'm never here on Fridays when they bring come to get it. So I, you know, just sorry y'all, sometimes when I just randomly stop talking, it's because I'm like focused on what I'm doing. So I'm trying to be more, you know, mindful and concerned about that than whatever it was I was talking about. So it's like I didn't forget or lose track of what I was gonna say. It's just more I was focused on like blending out that eyeshadow pretty well, so I didn't necessarily really concern myself with that too much anymore. Okay, and when I think I'm gonna take this number, what is it, 16 brush from Refer, and take the chocolate brown on there and just put the rest of it toward up in here to blend up in the crease. Instead of trying to be more precise, I try to be more precise when it comes to outer V, just because I want that smokiness to really be there and sit and be obvious. But I'm taking this one just to put like the rest in the crease, because I figure you can go in there messily, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna put shimmer on the lid and whatnot and do all that good stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the more purple dual chromey look with this palette, and then we're gonna do more of a like pinkish goldish, or pinkish, yeah, a more pinky matte goldish look with the other palette, or pink purple, if you will, since those are the main colors in both of these palettes. Sorry, I was having fun blending out with this brush, so I'm like, I need to calm down because we're done with that. Calm down. Okay, let me get a clean brush because I'm gonna have to dust over all of this stuff once I put on the shimmer. So I'm gonna swatch the shimmers in here that are most interesting to me. I feel like you'll know what they are though already. So we got this one and this one. We're obviously gonna use this one on top of the other one I just spoke about, but I'm gonna swatch each of them separate enough to where we can swatch the other ones in between them and it'd be good. So there's this shade. It seems like it's a darker version of that shade. And then we got this shade, with my all-time favorite shades in this palette. And I kind of don't want to dust the other one on top of it, but I feel like it will look good together, so we gonna do it. Gonna risk it all, and we gonna do it. Okay, let me see. Now, as far as lid shimmer, inner corner shimmer, I'm trying to figure out what to do. So swatch that one, swatch this one, because this gold is just something special to behold, but I don't think it will mix well with the purple situation we're trying to have going on. So, you know, and then that's too pinky in my personal opinion. So I might have to go with this one right here. So I'm doing what I usually do for y'all, which is like giving swatches, so I'll give you an idea of what's going on. I want to put these two on the lid, of course. These two might look nice in the inner corner, but I'm feeling like because it's not going to work out that well. I want to put this in the inner corner, but I feel like it's not going to work out too well. And this, to me, is just more of like a toppery purple type shade. It's not going to work out. So we're going to go with this champagne right here. And then these two on the lid, just because I feel like this gold is going to be a little too dark. And it kind of reminds me of the shade Dirty Money from Desi and Katie's palette with Dose of Colors. That's what that shade gives me the vibes of when I see it. Let's see. I only pulled one brush out to put stuff on the lid with. I probably should have more than one. We'll use that for the next palette. So I'm just gonna take my reference number 2 now, and we're gonna go into the dual chromey shade that's in the big Mothership 3 and start putting that all over the lid. See, look at that. And you just fix it so nice on top of the brush. It's like I can't. How gorgeous it is. Cutting through here. And then I mean, just look how nice it just blends onto the eye and smooths out. It's just wonderful. That nice shade. Now we're gonna go in with this shade right here at the topper, because I feel like it's just gonna look beautiful. And I might mix more. Sorry, I should have swatched this shade right here too, because I might mix it in with the champagne shade to give it a little extra oomph to the inner corner. So see, it's more of a peachy tone. That's a champagne shade. So I think we're gonna mix both of those together and put them in the inner corner. And I'm gonna start patting this on top of all that. I'm loving how it's looking with that. I might put a little bit more of the other one on top, but I just love how this one turns everything to this lighter, nicer version of itself. So pat a little bit more. And then we'll take the brush and nicely diffuse it. So to me, that's just a really pretty topper shade in that palette, because it adds a nice lightness to whatever shade you've put on underneath it. But I brought a little bit more of the bluer back because I felt like it was looking a little too light, and I still wanted a little bit of that depth of darkness to give it a little like a bright smoky effect, as opposed to just a bright look like it did the last time I used it in the video today about the quads. So I feel like I do better with her quads sometimes than I do with her palettes, just because I can grab other mattes from other places and I like them a whole lot better. So let's get this inner corner color in here. Then we're going to the next palette. So I'm going to take a reference number, what is this? 3 for that. And we're going to just start off with the champagne shade. And if I feel like we need a little extra, then we'll go in with that shade. But I'm thinking it might be better to go in with that shade with the more pink and purple one. So that way we can put the more peachy, because I think Pale Nectar Fire is in this, in the Levian Roll. And then we can put that more peachy shade on top. Even though this is looking kind of peachy in the mirror, but on camera it's giving more champagne effect. So this is what this finished eye look looks like. If I did not have to do more eye looks, I would put this shade underneath the lower lash line to give it like an extra fuchsia-ish type pop to it, because I just love stuff like that. But alas, I am, so we can't be doing that. I would put the black pencil I just got from Sigma underneath there, because when I ordered all my brushes, I think when you order $35 worth of stuff, they gave you like a free full-size eyeliner pencil. But because I'm doing different eye looks and I don't know what they'll consist of, I'd rather use a brown one and not necessarily a black one, which is why we're not going to do that one. But otherwise, I would totally go for it and do all that. But, you know, I can't be doing all that because I got other eye looks I need to do. And I still want to spend some time with my son today instead of just filming all day. So we're done with the 3. Go ahead and put that away. I'm going to do a video saying which ones I feel like work best with each other. And then these videos will probably go up after that so you can see them actually in action. But I just thought it would be a good idea to put them all together since I own all of them. And I love Pat McGrath, so I wanted to be able to use as many as I could. So, okay, now we're going to use this palette alongside of the new quad that just came out. So, obviously, since this one only has one matte, we're going to start off with this matte in the crease. Although I feel like I could use the dark purple right here and it'd be fine, but I'd rather just go ahead for this in the outer V in crease. So, I'm going to take that same... what was it, Refer 16. I'm going to take a brush to like work the color on the outer V first, and then I will just use that Refer 3. Where's the brush I was going to use there? Oh crap, I already used it in another video. See, this is what I be talking about, y'all. Like, I'll be using brushes in other videos, and then I'm like, crap, I don't have the brush I needed for that. So anyway, I guess I'll just take this e.l.f. detail crease brush on the outer V with the matte shade in this palette. These are. I'm gonna start off with it just to blend the outer V color, and then I'm going to use the what do you call it, palette, main brush, the 16 I just used in the other one, to dust the rest of the color on the rest of the eye. Sorry, y'all. Try not to use that purple shade, that blue shade anymore. Try to focus more on the pinky one, because I feel like I haven't really used that one. That's another reason we're going to use the pink one on the lid today. Just because I feel like I've been lacking with using that one, and you know, we need to give it some love too. It needs love too. So I'm going to take this number 16 now, and that color I just did, and we'll dust right here in the crease. And this is good to give a soft wash of like color all over the crease if you're not trying to really smoke it out and make it look really defined with the mattes in the crease. I feel like this one works just fine. It gives you that more airbrush effect, so that way you don't have to do what I normally do, which is put that other color on top to buff it out and make it look smoother, because you use the more like detailed brush. Since this is wider, it's just gonna dust all the color on there nicely without having to put in a whole bunch of work. So gave it a nice little purple effect that I wanted from the color that's in here, in my personal opinion. Oh, the Sephora bag I had sitting up here just fell over, and I'm like, oh, okay, thanks so much for that. Now let's see, I kind of want to use this pink all over the lid and then just pop this pink on top, but let's swatch some colors and then come to these decisions. But this is one of my favorite pinks in here. I just feel like the pigmentation on it isn't that great, so let me wipe off the first palette. I forgot to do that. I think I was trying to make the video like more than 30 minutes long, trying to get both these eye looks in. So I think that's why I forgot to wipe off the swatches. I'm just wiping it on my pants now, so that way the makeup remover will be removed and I don't have to worry about, you know. Yeah, especially since this is more satiny shade, I definitely feel like I want to put the other shade on top of it. I'll swatch one of the darker shades too. It is a little bit more pigmented than that one though. I gotta see which one I feel like will look best underneath there. And then this one on top. I'm thinking, because this is the shade we're using on top, I feel like this will be a better base than this one, because I feel like this will make it darker than I wanted to. And I feel like this one is still giving me a little bit smoky vibes. I want to have like a brighter eye. So I feel like if I put this hot pink underneath here and then just put this flashy duochrome shade on top, that'll be better. And then let's swatch some of the inner corner colors to get an idea. I know I have a gold, but I doubt seriously I'll use the gold because we already have like a champagne one on this side. So I want more of like a pop of monochromatic-ish type wannabe color. So I'm most likely going to go with this Pale Fire Nectar. It's one of my favorite shades in this palette as well. This is like one of my favorite mini palettes from her. This is like one of the first mini palettes that came out as well too. And like this peachy shade that's in here. So I'm thinking we could start off with this peachy shade in here and then just put Pale Nectar Fire on top of it. And we're going to use this on the lid and then pop this on top. So this is going to be like our base shade, and then we'll put this on top to get that extra glitter and sparkle. And then we'll be done with this. I look. So where's the brush I want to use with this? You know what? I think I'm just going to flip over the one I originally used. Where is it? The refer? Yeah, my refer. I'm going to flip it over to this side and I'll put that pink shade down. So. And it's more pigmented when you put it on the lid than it is in the pan, but it's still not giving the pigmentation I want because it's more of like a satiny type finish, and y'all know how I feel about those. So especially when it comes to Mother, it's like, you know, for glitter and sparkling and extra stuff. So which is what I look like just putting the satin on my lid. Because it's not like this satin looks bad. It's just more of like your Pat McGrath, you know, for all the sparkly stuff. So why would I settle for just a satin on the lid when you have all these sparkly shades sitting around? Like, I'd have to be a crazy person. The only thing is I haven't been darkening the outer V out with these. I've just kind of been letting it sit the way it is, which I'm kind of feeling weird about, but it's like, you know, I'm going to just go ahead and, you know, accept that for what it is today, at least for these videos. Now I'm going to go in with that pink shade, but I'm going to just put it on with the finger on the lid. Start patting. And then if I need to round it out with a brush, then I'll round it out with a brush. I'm going to start off with my finger. And I'm figuring I might be able to just dust it with the brush that I used to add the crease color, and it should be fine. I mean, look how nice it looks. Get a little bit more toward the back. This looks extremely nice. Just gorgeous. I'm here for it. It's a vibe. Now let's get into the shades. So I'm gonna start off with this one. I'm gonna put this one underneath, and then I'm gonna put Pale Nectar Fire on top to give that extra pop. So I'm gonna take my Refer number 3 brush and go into this champagne shade in here, or the peachy shade, I should say. And as you can see, it looks like nice and duochrome and whatnot. I'm just going to go ahead and dust it. So it looks pretty nice. Try to connect it a little bit better to like in here. Okay, so that looks good to me. Now we're gonna go ahead and close this up and take that Pale Nectar Fire shade. And we're gonna put it on top of here. And you see how it like gives so much of an elevated pop as opposed to the way it was before. Now I feel like I need to do extra with this because I'm like, it's not cutting it at all. Compared to like how this is looking, it's just kind of like, it's cute, but yeah, no. Let me wipe this off real quick, and then we gotta put the other one back on because child, this other inner corner is showing out, and it's like, what you doing though? So I think we might end up putting a peachier shade on top of it to try to give it some more oomph. I don't know though. I might just build it up the way it is. Hold please. Grab that palette. Go ahead and go back in that shade and try to build it up some more. Yeah, there we go. It's giving that more. Now they look more even. I'm feeling that. But anyway, so these are the finished eyelids combining the Pat McGrath palettes I felt would be best to combine with the Fleur Fantasia palette. I felt like I said, the Subversive Mothership 3 and the Levian Rose Mini Mothership 3 are the best ones to combine with this particular quad. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.